history of PAL before the chief has that 10-minute speech. I'm Captain Rodney Rowland of the Dunn Police Department, Executive Director of the Dunn Police Athletic and Activities League. The Dunn Police Athletic League was started by the Dunn Police Department in 1995 as a youth crime prevention intervention program of the department. The Dunn Police Athletic and Activities League was developed to provide an avenue for youth to build trust relationships between the police, youth, and citizens in the community. Dunn PAL first started with sports as a way to attract youth, then later integrated educational activities along with sports to further help the youth to be more well-rounded. Dunn PAL has evolved into not just a place to play sports and not just another after-school tutoring place. Dunn PAL has turned a vision to a mission and a passion in helping youth and their families. The Dunn Police Athletic and Activities League has incorporated some of the philosophies of a couple of its national partners, the National Association of Police Athletic and Activities Leagues and Boys Town in Nebraska, to bring real help to real life problems. We don't just pick up a ball or a book. We assist each child and their family in everyday problems. We offer various programs from basketball, wrestling, to martial arts, also tutoring, robotics, circuitry, 3D printing, computer science, media arts, to include video and audio for a few. But we use mentoring the children in PAL to bring about hope, healing, and change. We work with the youth on their problems, whatever they may be. We check on them in school, go over their grades with them, check on them when at home in the community. We show the youth in PAL that the community cares. We also secured a unique partnership in 2003 with Boys Town in Nebraska as a place where a child can reset or restart their life if they find themselves not being able to make it in their community. Boys Town gives them that second chance. We have sent over 50 youth from Dunn, North Carolina since 2003 to live, go to school, and graduate from Boys Town. And I just came back recently, one young man that was actually lived 2 blocks from the police department, who actually came in first in the state of Nebraska in the 200 meter in track and field. He came in second place in the 100 meter in track and field, and he was on the 4x1 and the 4x4 relay, came in 4th place as a team. Boys Town came in 2nd place in the state as a, I guess as a team or group, or however that track went. Anyway, he graduated. He's going to college. He's got a football scholarship. His name is Larry Graham. A lot of you may know him. And then to add to that, we are currently sending 4, possibly 5, before the end of July. Those youth have went on to graduate and give back to the community to be productive citizens. Dunn PAL since 1995 has helped over 3,000 youth in the Harnett County area from all walks of life while not putting the cost on the youth and parents. We have PAL members currently in the Secret Service, and he's in Maryland currently, coaching college sports, in the military from a private to a major, who's currently in Hawaii, for those who know what I'm talking about, Justin Spears. Several own their own businesses, from trucking companies to tax service to fashion modeling. Several teaching in schools in Virginia and North Carolina, to include right here in Harnett County, while also coaching high school sports. We currently have 4 police officers volunteering over 900 hours this past year. Currently have 22 mentors. That may have increased a little bit. 40 plus mentees in the mentoring program. And 99 volunteers helping in various programs and fundraising to date. We have been able to do this through various fundraisers and grants. At this time, I would like to call on my boss, Chief West, for some remarks.
I promise this is not going to be 10 minutes. Captain Rowland, this is my first one, and I can tell you I'm so astonished about the support and the seats that are filled here tonight. When I came to the city of Dunn as the police chief was selected and took the honorable position here, I didn't know much about Dunn PAL. I had read about it before preparing for my interview and had done a little homework. But I tell you, I've learned so much that this program is such a huge success. And I get calls all the time about other departments wanting to come and see our police athletic league. And I just want to tell you that without the Dunn PAL board members, and if you don't mind, again, if you'll stand, please, because I think you need to be recognized for steering this ship that Captain Rowland is. Thank you. It's just not the police department, it's Dunn Community's PAL. And without the board members from the community and Captain Rowland doing such a fine job, this would not be a success. You know, the programs that I've seen, it's just not all about athletics, because some of us are not athletic. So I try to play a little golf, but I'm not very good at it. But I like to hear that we do a lot of mentoring, and I need to do a lot more myself in this organization. And I'm asking you adults to step up and let's do it together. I know for a fact we got more police officers who are wanting to do this, to not only in our athletic area of it, but to bring them into this society where they can be successful when they reach those hurdles in life and make good choices. So working together in this mentoring is very vital, and we need your support. Just a few programs. We did the bike safety at the Dunn Middle Harnett Primary. I thought it was great. The kids loved it, and we loved being a part of that. As well as how many got to go to the program Black History Month, where we saw excellent dancing and singing, cultural diversity. Everyone was there and really had a good time. Again, please, when we send these things out, get it out to the public to come out and see these kids. They work hard on these programs. So thank you, enjoy the evening, and thank you all for what you do.
They're going to be doing skits on their experiences with Dunn PAL within their mentoring groups. First up to the mic is going to be Miss Nadreema Burnett.
Hi, my name is Nadreema Burnett, and these are my mentees.
Shakayla.
Jimena.
Nadia.
Okay. PAL has taught me so many things in the 2 years I've been here. And those things are friendship, leadership. And here we have some skits prepared by me and my mentees. So the first one is when PAL took us to Florida to help out with the hurricane repairs. And we got on a plane, and we had never been on a plane before. So when the plane started to take off, one of us started crying. The next is when we went to Special Olympics, and me and one of my closest friends was holding the finish line. And for the first time, I understood the purpose of Special Olympics, and I met some new friends. And the last skit is that we prepared is what I wanted to do after PAL, and that is just simply graduate. And that is all we have.
Please welcome Taylor Jones and her mentees.
So as Miss Stephanie said, I'm Taylor Jones, and this is Anija, Shamir, and Sakaria. So my skit is basically going to be about how when I first came to PAL, I was shy, I wouldn't talk to anybody. And then after being here for a little over a year, I've just been able to stand in front of you guys today. I'm good. Now it's going to go for 8 months later.
Now here is our new youth leadership president, Taylor Jones.
I just want to say that YLC has had a powerful impact on me, and I can't imagine going back now.
Now here is our youth leadership vice president, Nadrima Burnett.
We have great memories here and we have grown close, but I think this year for YLC will be fun for everyone.
Thank you for being there for me.
That's what friends are for.
I'm so proud of y'all.
Okay, so I was also asked to talk about what I want to do after PAL. To those who know me, it's no secret that I want to be a teacher, and that's just because I love helping kids like these over here and knowing that I can help make a change. PAL has helped me with this because I did not want to talk to anybody when I first came. I never looked anyone in the eye, and I was always so shy. Just ask Miss Stephanie, she can tell you all about it. But going out with youth leadership and helping and mentoring, it helped me come out of my shell. And I got elected as president, and I had to go speak in front of a few people in the community. And then we went to Washington, D.C., and I had to go and speak in front of a crowd of over 500 people. And I was nervous. I'm still nervous. But with the help of all the instructors and people at PAL, I've been able to do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Next, we will have our highlights from the Dunn PAL by our president, Mr. Emmett Aldridge III.
Well, I know all of you will agree with me that I think Taylor has come out of her shell. Wouldn't you agree? Isn't that awesome? So can y'all hear me? Am I right? Placed properly at the microphone? Okay. So my name is Emmett Aldridge, and I'm the president of the Dunn PAL Board. And it's my honor to welcome everybody to this celebration of the Dunn Police Athletic and Activities League to celebrate our past year, the achievements of our participants, and especially our graduates, and to highlight our program and the difference that it's making every day in our community and in the lives of our kids. Now, my job here tonight is to share some highlights of Dunn PAL with you from the past year, and my goal is to leave you with a sense of what Dunn PAL is and the opportunities it provides participants. And I believe it is important that we stop and reflect on the success of our program. Many people make a significant investment in Dunn PAL, of time, of energy, financial resources, and taking time to reflect on the return of this investment helps us to rededicate ourselves to the noble task of improving the well-being of area youth. Now, if you're not involved, please join us. Done PAL is not something that you can max out, where all that can be done is ever done. It's kind of like love. PAL is a kind of good thing that you just can't have too much of. The more you pour into it, the more good it produces. Every new hand, every new dollar can be used by Done PAL to reach more kids or make a bigger difference in the kids that we are reaching. So let's get started by running through the past year of Done PAL. This is the program is so broad and strong, it's almost overwhelming, but I'm excited to show you what has been bought with your investment in Done PAL, by what we've accomplished this past year. So I'll begin with athletics and our basketball program, which is led by our AD, Vince Marshall. This is a really strong program. It's a big draw among our older boys, and it's a key group that we try to reach. And it gives them a chance to play competitively, to travel, to be a part of a team, and receive the mentorship from coaches and volunteers. We have 30 kids composing 2 teams this year, a JV team and a varsity team, and we've played in 9 tournaments so far this year across the state. And we'll be in Charlotte, I think, this weekend, and have more tournaments planned for the summer. We hosted 2 events, the Walter Blue Memorial Tournament in March and the Khalil McBride Tournament in April. Each, by the way, requiring 50 to 60 volunteers and bringing in several hundred people to Done. I don't think people realize, unless you're involved, quite how big of events those are. We have 6 volunteer coaches and a core of probably 4 or 5 families that travel with the teams. And our varsity boys have won 5 of the tournaments they've participated in, and JV 6. So we got some talented players. Our wrestling team is our other big sports program, and it's led by Officer Nicholas Perella. And it's got boys and girls, and it's one of the most vibrant and close-knit programs that we have. We have 35 kids that participate, ages 6 to 16. They've played in 12 tournaments across the country. We've hosted a huge event here in Done, where we had over 500 people in town for that event. We have 6 volunteer coaches, and of course the support of other chaperones and volunteers that help make that program go. And Coach Nick says that we were, if I'm getting this right, that we were the national champions in our association for the heavyweight division, and first in middle school and 5th and 6th grade in our association in the state. Now, one of the most exciting programs you just were exposed to is this is moving away from athletics, is the Youth Leadership Council. And this is a volunteer and leadership club that is headed up by Mrs. Stephanie Coxon. And there are over 40 kids involved in this program that participate in the YLC, and this group is really active and service-oriented. They volunteered at the Harnett County Special Olympics and at the Miracle League, the latter of which is a program that allows children with disabilities to play baseball. They're always raising money for PAL, and one of the ways they do this is by volunteering at UNC athletic events. Now, I'm a Wake Forest guy, and it was hard to put on the Carolina blue, but I did behind the concession stand at a basketball game. I sucked it up because I knew it was a good cause. I'll bet that the YLC and the PAL groups, I know wrestling has done this too, have volunteered at those concessions, did, I don't know how many events, was it probably at least a dozen for the year. The Youth Leadership Council has participated in a Thanksgiving turkey drive, a fall festival, the Cotton Festival, Dunn and Irwin Christmas parades, the MLK March. And this is just some of the highlights. According to Stephanie, over half of the kids that participate in this program have accumulated over 300 hours of volunteer service in this past year. And you think about that and you do the math, and talk about something that'll humble you quick. Now, our mentoring program is another outstanding program that overlaps with the YLC, as it's also led by Stephanie, and it connects adult volunteers, mentors with youth. And mentors dedicate about 10 hours a month with their mentees or more. We have an age-appropriate curriculum that's available to guide the mentors. And the mentoring program also sponsors quite a few activities. And here are some of those. Taylor mentioned that the group that went to Washington, D.C., a select group of mentors and their mentees. Another group went on the community service project that she also mentioned to Lakeland, Florida, to provide provide relief for Hurricane Matthew. One of my favorite events was sponsored and hosted by the Lincoln Electric Company, which is a vendor of one of my family's business. And they make welding machines and welding consumables, and so they're connected to motorsports. So Lincoln invited 40 of us, mentors and mentees, to the NASCAR race in Richmond last fall. They took us into the pits. We got up close with the cars. We had a NASCAR-led tour, and we met a driver. They brought us to the side. We met this driver. I had no idea who he was because I'm not a NASCAR fan. I didn't know him from anybody. But he talked to the kids, spent a lot of time with us, answered questions, gave us a tour of this huge fancy trailer he had. We were in high cotton, and he took a picture with us. And I swear, 3 hours later, it just blew my mind. This guy's in the winner's circle. It was so cool. And so car 42 is Kyle Larson, and he is now the official Dunn PAL driver. And I follow him now. So at the beginning of the school year, PAL, one thing that's kind of cool, PAL hosts a lights on after school, back to school bash. And it's an opportunity to highlight after school programs when school's getting started. Dunn PAL raised money and distributed at this event over 200 book bags to area kids filled with school supplies that we gave away for free. And I thought that was really cool and exciting. Dunn PAL has a media arts program that's led by our instructor, Taylor Jones. And we have 15 kids participating, and they have news crews, cover PAL, city events, do a weekly broadcast. And they've created and posted over 50 videos on YouTube and Facebook, which I think is a good thing. The video we just watched was produced by them. We have a STEM program led by Jamie Davis. That's been mentioned tonight. Jamie's relatively new in her role, but the kids have already built race cars from recycled materials, created working bottle rockets, used their 3D printer, and they have taken this slime craze to a whole new level by making glow-in-the-dark slime. Does anybody deal with the slime? I didn't know what borax was a year ago, and now I believe I spent about 10% of the family budget on it. But the real backbone of our program is the after-school program, and this provides an enormous service to Dunn area families and kids. It does so by providing a safe place for the kids after school, but more than that, it's a space where a lot of the enrichment activities that PAL offers can take place. And it's led by Mrs. Karen Teasley, and I'd like to thank her for her leadership, hard work, and also her staff. We operate 3 sites at Harnett Primary, Dunn Middle, and the PAL Education Building. There are 10 different classes by grade, each with a dedicated tutor. We had 155 kids that were in the after-school program this past year. And we try to support academics in this program by providing time and support for homework, by requiring our kids to use educational software that's interactive, iReady for younger kids and Apex for older kids. Those are the names of the software to improve their reading and math skills. We do mock testing for EOGs. We use fun learning tools and games. I know one thing we did this past year was something called Math Hoops, which was a basketball-themed board game. So they try to keep things fun, but also productive. The kids in the after-school program held 4 events. They held a Thanksgiving, a Christmas, a Black History Month, and Easter programs. And like the chief said, the Black History program was a lot of fun. The kids learned some African dances, and we've got they're good dancers. And while it isn't glamorous, an important service we provide is free transportation at PAL for the older kids to the education building, and then for everybody home. And then the last thing I'll mention we do is we do the summer program, which is going to be beginning soon. We only have the resources to serve about 75 to 80 kids, and we do activities that promote learning, but we try to focus on having fun too. And last summer they did a ton of field trips. Just to list some off, they went to the Airborne and Special Ops Museum, they went to the Poe House and the Cape Fear Museum, they went to
the Aloha Zoo in Cameron, North Carolina, to the state capitol, to the legislative building, the Museum of Natural History, the Moorhead Planetarium. They went to Carolina Beach and Fort Fisher, the Civil Rights Museum, the State Farmers Market, and so on. So hopefully you can see how much Dunn Powell has to offer its kids, and we're open to offering more. And I would particularly personally, I'd like to see us do art and music if we can figure it out. But we need volunteers and resources to fund these programs. And if you're sitting there thinking, why doesn't PAL offer this or that? Well, we welcome the opportunity to talk to you about that, either administration or the board, but be aware we may ask for your help to make it happen. I'd like to close by thanking all of you who support Dunn Powell and make all of this possible. Our leaders in city government for your vision, financial support, the financial support of the city, which is vital, the police chief of the police department and our police volunteers for realizing that the best policing happens before any crimes take place, and in seeing the value in strong community relationships. The staff for your hard work, the extraordinary volunteers who give countless hours driving all over the place, volunteering at functions, we really appreciate it. Our donors for your financial support, which is critical to supplementing the public funding that we have. We really have to have private funding to make PAL, to take PAL to the next level where it really makes a difference. And if I can make a special, take just a second to offer a special thanks to Director Rowland, Captain Rodney Rowland. He pours his heart and soul into this program, and we're blessed to have his leadership, and I'd like to just give him a round of applause. And with that, that's it for my part. So thank you very much for your attention.
I didn't think he was going to ever finish. I know I wasn't by myself because everybody in here was talking except the three people up here sitting in front of him. So, before I do the introduction of the speaker, because I want everybody to pay attention to the speaker, I want you to take 2 seconds and look at somebody, don't touch them, look at somebody at your table and say, good evening. I want you to get all this talking out because, you know, our speaker is going to come up here and kind of make you laugh and liven some things up. So, y'all got it all out? Because the children in the back are just like, they left us 10 minutes before dinner and we still in here talking. So we need to make sure we kind of engage them and bring them back in. So our speaker this evening is a friend of mine that I met probably about 6 years ago. And I had no idea when I met him who he was. He probably didn't know who I was either, not that he cared. But when I met him, it was kind of in an impromptu setting, and we just kind of connected. And I had no idea that he was as smart as he is. So after talking with him for some time, I found out that he was a pretty smart guy. And, you know, my mom and daddy always told me if you're the smartest person in your group, you probably need to change groups. So I got me a new group because I had to find somebody smarter than me, and he is one of them. He is none other than Mr. Fred Baker. He is retired military. He has a daughter and a son, both of whom are adults. He is a high-impact, high-energy speaker. So y'all get ready for the ride. Don't say I didn't warn you. He gets on my nerves sometimes. But he's going to give us all he has. He's a deacon at his church. He attends Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And here's the thing that really got me when I read his bio. He is the chairman of the Pure Deacon Board, y'all. I could not believe that. And y'all going to figure out why when he comes up here. Some people, like, if somebody said I was the chair of the mother board, everybody would gasp, including me. When I found out he was the chair of the deacon board, I gasped because I thought, well, Lord, they must not have not another deacon in that church. Anyway, we have a good speaker, and he is going to probably get me after this, and that's okay because we're friends, and that's what friends do. So at this time, I present to you Mr. Fred Baker.
Lies, lies. Everything she said are lies. Good evening. Thank you. I heard like from 4 people right here in front. Yeah. Good evening. I'm trying to buy some time, so I adjust this microphone here. There we go. There we go. All right, now that was probably about 7 people. All right, this is what I need y'all to do, because y'all looking at me, y'all expecting something like to happen. And I'm not sure if it's going to happen the way you expect it to happen. But let's do this, because, and I'm going to get into this here in a moment. I need everybody to stand up, because see, y'all just got through eating. One of the most challenging things that I've learned as a speaker is to speak after folks have eaten. So what I need you to do, real quick, find 3 people that's not at your table. 3 people that's not at your table. Find 3 people, tell them your name, give them a high five. Find 3 different people. Let's go, let's go. Run. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That's better.
See you later. You know if the L. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dad.
Good evening, and good evening. Allow me to say thank you to the dignitaries, to Chief West, Captain Rowland, to Mayor Harris, Mrs. Bennett, Mr. Newshafer, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Ennis, if they're still here. Let's give them a round of applause. One thing I've realized when it comes to doing community events, anytime you're able to have community leaders and councilmen and folks that serve the community at your event, that's a good thing, because that shows where their mouth, that they're putting with their money where their mouth is. I ain't see nobody sign up on the silent auction yet, but I'm just saying. I was just throwing that out there. That's a bonus. But thank you to Miss Massey for that. I wrote here, great introduction. I'm gonna say superb introduction, because she couldn't have called it any better. She couldn't have called it any better. She does know me rather well, and I just didn't expect that to be her introduction. But at any rate, thank you very much for the introduction. And even more so, thank you for inviting me to be a part of such a great event this evening. Give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you to the Dunn PAL board and the representatives. Give them a round of applause. Stand, let us see you. Stand, all board members. Dunn, yeah, there we go. Stand, there we go. It's all right. PAL staff. Do we have any PAL staff? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Give them a round of applause. There we go. All right. And I applaud each and every one of you for your efforts. It's one of those things, I love being around young people. And it's one of those, I remember when I was young coming up, and a lot of the older folks that I was around would always say stuff like, sit down, be quiet, sit down, be quiet. And you know, when young people talk, they talk, you know, really, really wild and fast and crazy dreams. And a lot of the old folks I was around would be like, you ain't doing that, sit down. And I said, what I didn't want to happen in my old age, I didn't want to grow old with blinders on. I wanted to be able to grow old and be open to what young people are doing, open to what young people are seeing and what they say. Because what happens is, when you start telling a child at a young age to be quiet, you start stomping on the potential that could possibly come from that young person. And I believe in my heart of hearts that every young person has enormous potential. The part we as adults have to recognize is we just got to direct the potential. Allow them to express, allow them to be themselves, but at the same time, don't squelch the potential. If you believe that, say true. I only got half the room, but it's okay. But congratulations to all of the award recipients this evening that's receiving awards. Congratulations for the accomplishments you've been able to make this far. Let's give them a round of applause, Y'all gonna realize this ain't just me talking to you. Y'all gonna realize that in a moment. Let's give a round of applause to where are the parents, guardians, and the caretakers of our young people. Let's see you all. Please stand. Please stand. Parents, caretakers, guardians. If you support these young people in any capacity, that means every adult in here should probably be standing. Okay, let me say that again. That means every adult in here should probably be standing. Let's give them a round of applause. There we go. There we go. Because understand, these young people wouldn't be able to do the things they do through the PAL program if it wasn't for the adults that are willing to sacrifice. I think what I heard earlier was there was like 900 hours that so many people volunteer. Wasn't that what you said, Captain? Yeah. 900 hours. That's a long time. That's a long time. So I wanted to make sure that we at least acknowledge that. But as you take in these accolades and these applause for these achievements, store this victory in your memory banks. Store this victory in your hearts. Because one thing that we're going to realize is that as you prepare and move to the next chapter of your lives, I just want to leave you with some words of encouragement along the way. Can I do that? All right. So there are two ways, young people, you can attack your future going forward. Two ways you do that. The first is the first thing that happens when you wake up. You can attack the day from two different perspectives. You can attack the day with passion, or you can attack the day with pessimism. Passion says, I'm ready to go, I'm gonna get it, I am going to achieve what I set out to achieve today. That's what passion says. Pessimism says, I'm just gonna do the bare minimum to get by. Pessimism says, the test is not that important. Pessimism says, me sitting in the back of the class doing absolutely nothing, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because one thing I've come to realize, who likes free stuff? If you like free stuff, put your hands up. Who likes free stuff? Yeah. All right, good deal, good deal. Young people, let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question, young people? Who's taking advantage of their free education right now? Okay, I'm digging that. Who's not taking as good an advantage of their free education right now? Let's be honest. Okay, I'm not seeing any hands. Okay, I see some achievers in here. That's good. Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job. But when you attack your day with passion, you have a totally different mindset. You have to believe what you believe deep within yourself. Like I said earlier, every young person in here has the potential to be incredibly great. Incredibly great. In this room right now are our future lawyers, our future doctors, our future bricklayers, our future masons, our future, everything is sitting in this room right now. Adults, mentors, volunteers, board members, they're like molds of clay in your hands right now. You get to shape the mentality. You get to shape the spirit. And you get to shape and influence the mindset of each and every last one of these young people in here today. That's a huge responsibility. Because what we see so often, what's playing out in society now is what I call a very, very bad case of adults behaving badly. Adults behaving badly. We'll hold up one standard for our young people, but hold up a totally different standard for adults. What I appreciate about being here tonight is, and what I've heard and what I've seen on the screens, these are adults that are holding up the right standard. And I say thank you for that. Because because our young people need that. They need it now more than ever before. I consider myself a person who's in tune with young people. I advocate on behalf of young people. When I hear old people like myself say things like, this generation, oh, they don't know what they're doing. When I hear them say the negative things about our young people, I stand up against it. I can't hear it. Part of it is because the job that I do, I get to travel across the country and I work with some incredible young people, doing some incredible things in their local communities. So the fact that we vilify an entire young generation because of a couple of mistakes that some other young people do, I think it's a travesty on our part. There again, adults behaving badly. Adults behaving badly. When we think of this passion, when you wake up and you attack your day with passion, every day, passion, no matter what it is, when you attack it with passion, you're on your way to be a success. You're on your way to get the next level. The first step is the hardest step of any path you have to take. The first step. When you think of success, what comes to mind? Accomplishing a goal, hard work, intentionality, dedication, being content with the lifestyle that you live. Wealth, riches, education, just to name a few. Everyone's success looks and feels and is perceived totally different than the next person's. If you agree, say true. Now, I consider myself a literary genius, and that's only because I have a lot of books. Some of y'all get that on your way home. But as I looked through my books on my shelves, I found all the books that had success in the titles. There was a number of them. And if I would have looked harder and found the books that alluded to some type of achievement and or success, I'm pretty sure I could have had a stack probably as tall as I am. When you think of the principles of success, it sounds so cliche. But as cliche as it may sound, there are a few principles that I would love to be able to share and express to each one of you as you continue this journey along through your life. There's 4 keys to success, 4 principles I feel to success. The first one, plot the course or make your plan. In anything you want to do, you gotta plot the course. You gotta see where you wanna go. Seniors, you gotta figure out what you wanna do, what you wish to achieve, and make a plan to get there. In making this plan, you just can't talk about it. You gotta write this plan down. It's important to write it down. You wanna know why? Because sometimes we forget along the way. Along life's highway, there's gonna be some detours, there's gonna be some stops, there's gonna be some yielding, but you wanna be able to write that plan, plot your course. That way you're able to do, go, and be all the things that you want to do. The second, build relationships, network. What's funny is sometimes adults, we get in our own comfort zones. Everybody likes to be comfortable. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to building relationships and networking, we've got to learn to move out of our comfort zones. That means going to places that we probably wouldn't normally go, to meet people we probably wouldn't normally meet, and do things we probably wouldn't normally do. Keys to success, principles for success. I've just been able to understand early that doing these things have been able to allow me to reach the level of success that I'm at currently. But then there's still more. The third thing, so the first one was plot the course, make the plan. The second thing, build relationships and network. The third, develop a strong work ethic. And it's okay, you don't have to have a job to develop a work ethic. Did you know that? You don't have to have a job to develop a work ethic. A strong work ethic comes from, number one, doing what you say you're going to do and being where you say you're going to be. If that means being at school on time, studying for those exams, and being a model student in the middle of the classroom, that's what that means. That's simply what it is. Develop the work ethic now. The younger you develop a strong work ethic, I guarantee you, it's going to carry you further than you've ever imagined. The fourth one, talk to your tomorrow. Talk to your tomorrow. I am big on speaking life. Speaking life. I believe in speaking life. Why? Because there's going to be so many things that come at us from life. If you don't speak the positive things into your life, you'll be inundated by all the negatives. Watch the news. Listen to the radio. And you see the negative all day. So the positive's got to come from somewhere, young people. Speak it into your existence. Talk about what you want to do. And here's the other part. What's interesting, what I love most about this principle is if you talk to enough people about what you want to accomplish and you tell them and you start moving with deliberate steps towards those accomplishments, you know what's going to happen? They're going to remind you that you said that. They're going to say, hey, I remember when you said that's what you were going to do. There's nothing wrong with the detours. There's nothing wrong with the stops along the way. But we have to understand, these 4 principles of life will take you further than you could ever imagine. Plot the course, make the plan, build relationships and networks, develop a strong work ethic, and talk to your tomorrow. Talk to your tomorrow. Now, these are just a few principles that I've been able to adapt into my life. On my wall in my bathroom, I have 2 pages of affirmations. Affirmations. I'm big on affirmations. I have to affirm myself. See, my background, I'm from the Bronx, New York, originally. Single parent, mother with 3 boys. I'm the middle kid. We got into all kinds of trouble. I did. We're in the city. We got into a lot of trouble. But I had a praying mother. And I had a strict mother. And it's one of those things that, as a grown man now, every now and then I'll even call mom and apologize for some of the things I've done. And some of the things that I've taken her through. But I came to realize that what she was giving, the instruction, the structure, and the discipline. Because sometimes I was able to realize, sometimes I didn't want to do what she said, so of course I went outside the lines. And I had to suffer the consequences for those. And in suffering the consequences, I had to come back to my reality that sometimes you don't have to go outside those consequences. But in growing up in the city, I had to come to realize that there's more to life than just being in the city. I've been able to travel all over the world, do some incredible things during my tenure in the military. I was able to meet people doing some incredible things. I've been able to raise my children to make it to adulthood, and they're successful at the levels that they're at right now. But I know it came because of the principles. It came because there were people sitting around just like you all here right now that didn't think it's just something to do, but they wanted to be a part and volunteer time to young people in the community. They wanted to be a part of young people to be able to help make a difference. Sometimes what's not going to happen is some of these young people aren't going to come back and say, hey, shake your hand and say, thank you very much for what you were able to do for me in PAL. Sometimes you're not going to get that attaboy for being somewhere to help young people get to the next level. That's not going to happen. We do it because we care. We do it because we care about our communities. We do it because we care about the young people in our communities. We want to bridge the divide that's taken place, which is the narrative of today. Bridge that divide to make a difference, a positive difference in our communities. A positive difference in our communities. If I could I get all of the young people to please stand? All the young people around this room, please stand. Because I told you I'm big on affirmations. So what I want you to do, young people, I want you to do this. Repeat after me. I affirm that today is a new day. Okay, hold, time out. Y'all gonna quit playing with me. When I say repeat after me, I need to hear this. It's called an affirmation for a reason. I affirm that today is a new day. I will be accountable starting this day. I will do my very best to have a positive attitude. To change my behavior for the better. To model success. Okay, y'all dying on me. Y'all better bring it back up. And use my mind to achieve the greatness within me. Parents, give them a round of applause. Stay standing, students. Stay standing, students. If I can get all the parents, guardians, and caretakers to please stand. That means everybody. Because my thing is, so oftentimes we as adults ask young people to do things that we wouldn't do ourselves. So here we are. So here, parents, this is what you're going to say. You all will repeat after me. I affirm today is a new day. I will be accountable starting this day. I will do my very best to lead, guide, and direct these young people. I will exhibit behavior worthy of an adult. And I will do all I can to be a positive influence and live the greatness within me. Now give yourselves a round of applause. Now, while you're standing, this is what I'd like you to do. Everybody put up your right index finger. Hold up your right index finger. All right? And say purpose. All right, y'all got to say it. I'm like Kevin Hart. Say it from your chest. Say purpose. Good. All right. The purpose you're here today, the reason why everybody's purpose is different, why you serve PAL in the capacity that you do. Your purpose is yours. No two purposes are exactly the same. They may be a little different, but they're not exactly the same. Say purpose. Good job. Put it down. Hold up your left hand. Hold up your left hand. All right. Look around at your hands. Look around at the hands that's around this room. All right. Say community. Say community. These are the hands that affect change in our communities. The change that these hands affect can be positive or they can be negative, but it's still a change. So we want to affect a positive change. Say community. Good job. Now face the people at your table and hold up your purpose. All right. Now take that community you were holding up a moment ago and stick it out like this. Just stick it out. Good. Now turn about 45 degrees. Turn your community about 45 degrees to the left. 45 degrees. Yeah, just the community. Just the hand of community. There you go. All right. Now what I want you to do, take your purpose. Place your purpose in the hand of the person, in the person's community to your right. There you go. There you go. Notice how we're connected. See how we're connected? Y'all might need to get closer. It's okay if you move. Get closer. All right. Notice how we're connected. As a community, we all have a purpose. As a community, we all have a plan. We work together. We connected. When we stay connected, we move and we grow together. All right? So now, this is what we're going to do. This is what I need you to do. When I say the word when I say go, when I say 1, 2, 3, go, your job, your task, what you want to accomplish is I want you to pull your purpose out of the person's community that is sitting in. But whoever has their purpose in your community, I want you to grab it. So it's going to look like this. When I say 1, 2, 3, and the magic word is go, it's going to look like this. You're going to pull your finger up, but whoever has their finger in their hand, you're going to try. So it's going to look like that. Everybody see? All right. So let's go. Let's just test run. Just a quick test run. Get ready. Get ready. When I say the word go. All right. When I say the word go. Get ready. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Who moved? Who moved? I didn't say go. I didn't say go. What are you doing? Put your head. Get back together. Come on. Get connected. All right. Do everybody agree that life is not fair? Everybody agree life is not fair, right? Life is not. In here, it's fair. No cupping. Straighten your hands. Straighten your hands. No cupping. No cupping of the hands. There we go. Get ready. Get ready. On the count of 3. On the count of 3. When I say 1, 2, 3, and the word go, the magic word is go. 1, 2, 3. Y'all still moving. I didn't say go. I didn't say go. Get ready. Get ready. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, go. Did anybody catch? Did somebody catch fingers? Yep. Good job. Have a seat. Have a seat. The point of that, first of all, was so that we realize that everybody has a purpose in our community. Number one, everybody, when we're connected, we all have a purpose in our community. The other part of it is, sometimes we spend so much time trying not to get caught, we miss and we never grab hold of the opportunities that are right in our hands. As a PAL board, as a PAL team, PAL staff, as a community, grab hold of those opportunities. These young people that are here right now and the ones that aren't present today, those are the opportunities. Let's grab hold of those opportunities and make sure that we're working to build them and make them better. Can we do that? Yeah. All right. And in closing, you have the power to dream, achieve, and grow, and reach the highest level you could possibly reach in this world. You get to start today to change your status quo. Young people, don't allow the lackluster vision of your friends to keep you from achieving your purpose. You have a God-given talent. Every one of you was born with a destiny and a plan. Continue to make a difference and reach out to your fellow man, to your community, and the world. My name is Fred Baker. Thank you for having me. God bless you.
At this time, we're going to recognize the graduating seniors and the ones that will be receiving a college scholarship. Okay, as I call your name, if you will, as you approach, after you receive your certificate, if you will, I guess kind of like form a line here at the screen here. And I'm going to call out all the names. There's some that is not here in attendance tonight, but I think they deserve to be formally recognized as well. We will start off with Andre Cameron, Terrence Cooney, Christian Green, Chris McPherson Jr., LaShann Autry, Shaquan Cox, Latrell McDougal. Kanai McKinney. Maurice Williams. Jaleel Getty. And Daniel Brady. It's customary that the seniors come up and give a speech of some type of what they're going to do or their plans or what have you. This is the part you want prepared. That is the last minute part. Now, Jaleel, I think they put you out first.
Hey, how y'all doing? Well, my plans after high school, I'm going to college at JCSU to be, the college I'm going to is Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte. My major is sports management. That's what I'm doing.
Maurice Williams.
Excuse me. God bless everybody, but I'm undecided. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm attending the college, and I don't know right now, but I'm still thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I will be attending North Carolina Wesleyan. Oh, my name is Latrell McDougal. I attend Triton High School. I'm a graduating senior, and I'm attending North Carolina Wesleyan College in Rocky Mount to play football.
I'm Shaquan Cox. My plans after high school, I plan to attend a university, further my education and play basketball wherever. You know, I'm undecided on what I'm gonna do like right now, but I'm a little bit nervous as y'all can see as I'm talking, but you know what I'm saying, that's just it. But yeah, that's what I plan to do. I plan on going to a four-year university, and after that, wherever God take me and come back and give back. Just like, I wanna thank everybody who gave to me, well, not just everybody who gave to me, but everybody who's supporting. I thank you.
My name is Christian Green. First, I'd like to thank my mom and dad for allowing me to get this far. I plan to attend a four-year college or university. I'm undecided right now, but I plan to continue my career in football as well and major in sports management.
Don't go anywhere yet. It gets better. We have two college scholarship winners. And this, they don't know what they're going to do either, is they had to write an essay. And in case they forgot what they wrote, I have their essay. So, Latrell McDougal, you have been selected as a recipient of the Dunn PAL Scholarship in the amount of $500.
.7.
I think it's important people know just how hard you work.
Yeah. Okay, I'll read some of it. God, sum it up. Okay. Yeah, because it's about 2 pages. Well, my future plans after I graduate is to get a bachelor's degree in mathematics and secondary education. I've been loving math my whole entire life. Getting my mathematics degree can also help with other jobs in the future if teaching is not the thing for me. So many options can vary a lot when getting that type of degree. In addition, I would also like to be a head coach of any type of basketball team of some sort because I grew up playing basketball my whole life pretty much, and I just love the game. As I get older, I would like to thank all my coaches who helped me get this far, like such as Mr. Rowland, Coach Pat, Coach Morrison, and a whole bunch of other coaches who coached me. And I was just, like I said earlier, I was furthering my career to play football in Rocky Mount at North Carolina Wesleyan University. The Nonprofit organization brought me together to meet new people, teach me new life lessons, and a whole bunch of different things. I've been with the PAL for about 5 years, and I learned a lot. And I've been playing AAU ball since I've been here, so I've pretty much been here forever. Oh yeah, 6 years. I've been 6 years playing travel ball with the PAL. Oh, and like, I had 2 brothers and they all been through PAL too, so that's pretty much it.
CG, I know you're not going to read this whole thing. Other scholarship winner is Christian Green. You've been selected as the recipient of the Dunn PAL Scholarship in the amount of $500. And
Limestone College in South Carolina. It's a Division II college. I plan to play football there. Or University of North Carolina, Pembroke. Basically, in my future, I plan to attend one of those 2 colleges and, as I said, major in sports management and continue my career in football. I remember playing for the PAL since I was young. Shoot. I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
it was by design. We call him the old man.
Yeah, I've been here about 6 years as well as Latrell. Some of the memories, I remember we went to Kentucky, Virginia, Georgia, and as the, I forgot his name, I'm sorry, the retired man, shoot, which I like for free. I mean, the PAL basically free. Trips, food, meals, tournaments. Yep, phone. I'm sorry. But the PAL has helped me with many things, like my resume for my college applications. We did the volunteer at Campbell with the Special Olympics. I enjoyed that. And that helps me build a bunch of traits, like character traits and other things I can use in the future to help me with jobs and other things. Yeah, that's about it. Sorry, I'm nervous.
All right, this time we'll go through the Male Youth of the Year. James Berry.
Good evening. Good evening. I am presenting the Male of the Year. This young man, I haven't known him very long. I've been with PAL since October, and seen him grow a lot. Personally, and as a student academically, he has persevered through anything that has come his way. He has mastered it, whooped it, gone, and coming. And I'm proud of his growth, his character, and how much he has grown as an individual, as well as a team. In my classroom, he's the person I can count on to help me manage everybody else. With a simple, come on dude, we gotta get it done. If we finish, Mike can have a break. And that makes my life a whole lot easier. This young man is Nathan Williams. Nate has seemed to take a break, or as teachers know, a planning period. So when he gets back, I'm sure we will give him his award. But he has done a marvelous job this year, and I'm proud of his growth. So let's give Nate one more hand. And next we'll have Miss Stephanie Coxon with Female Youth of the Year.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna read off the paper so I don't get emotional. This young lady is an 11th grade honors student who attends Triton High School. She wants to attend college to pursue early childhood education in hopes to become a teacher. Taylor has been she's been an active PAL member for over a year now. Since starting PAL in 2017, she is an active participant in the after-school program. She is a mentee and a peer mentor in the Reach One Mentoring Program and has been in the Youth Leadership Council, where she was recently elected president for the 2018 school year. Taylor has showed great leadership, determination, and dedication to all of her programs she has served here at Dunn PAL. She has volunteered for events such as Harnett County Special Olympics, Miracle League of Dunn, UNC and basketball football games, all Dunn PAL basketball tournaments, Dunn Park and Rec football game concessions, Heroes Helping Hands disaster relief, and so much more. Taylor was one of the 8 students chosen to attend the National PAL Team Mentoring Summit, and she was one of the 8 students chosen to fly to Lakeland, Florida to assist Lakeland PAL in the hurricane relief efforts. Taylor has over 500 combined volunteer and community service hours with Youth Leadership, Reach One Mentoring Program, and the After School Program. We would like to congratulate Taylor Jones on receiving the 2018 Female Youth of the Year Award.
Next, we will have Miss Yolanda Massey and Miss Dorothy Hammonds come up and give the Walter Blue Athletic and Sportsmanship Award.
I'd just like to take this time to express to the PAL for the mark that they made on the life of Walter. He grew up in the PAL program, and he did a lot with Roland and the other guys there. And I believe that Roland sometimes thought Walter was his son. They had a very special bond, and I appreciate everything that they did for him and for his life. And he finished at Triton, athletic scholar, and went on to the University of Richmond for 4 years on an athletic football scholarship, and did very well, and came right back to PAL, picked up where he left off at, mentoring students and serving the community, and we miss him dearly. So this is a great honor for my family and myself to be here tonight to present this to deserving youth.
So the Walter Blue Sportsmanship Award recipient is Ramsey Jones. Ramsey is a 9th grade student who attends Triton High School. He has been a member of Dunn PAL since he was in 1st grade. Since Ramsey started PAL, he has participated in the Reach One mentoring program, the Youth Leadership Council, the STEM program, media arts, wrestling, flag football, and the basketball team. Ramsey has been dedicated as a member of the basketball team for 5 years. He demonstrates true sportsmanship and leadership, both on and off the court. He is always the first to get to practice and the last to leave. Many times, not only practicing with his team, but with the varsity team as well. Ramsey I don't have my glasses on. Ramsey doesn't just do what is necessary, he goes above and beyond. We would like to congratulate Ramsey Jones on receiving the 2018 Sportsmanship Award.
Stephanie Coxon, if you come up and read this, please.
At this time, I would like to present to you our volunteers of the year. Mr. and Mrs. James and Yolanda Getty are members. They are members of Central Baptist Church in Dunn, North Carolina, and have 3 children, Jaleel, Kalana, and Jaden, who all attend Triton High School and are active members of the Dunn Police Athletic and Activities League. Yolanda and James have been active volunteers with Dunn PAL for over 2 years now. They have volunteered at several events to include UNC football and basketball games and Dunn PAL basketball tournaments. Their hard work and dedication have proven vital to the success of Dunn PAL. They're always the first to arrive and the last to leave, always making sure that the PAL is taken care of. Yolanda just recently has been elected by her peers as the president of the Dunn PAL Parent Association. We would like to congratulate James and Yolanda as our volunteers of the year.
If Ms. Teasley could come up, please.
Yeah, I need glasses too. Okay, our 2018 Employee of the Year is Miss Nala Nelson. Miss Nelson has been active member of the Dunn PAL for several years and has taught multiple grade levels. Ms. Nelson currently teaches 3rd grade at Harnett Primary, has proven ability and skills development among elementary students. Ms. Nelson has done a wonderful, I'm gonna speak from my heart. I can't see this, so I'm gonna speak from my heart. Nala came to us several years ago, and she came, I think, straight out of high school. And she came as our media instructor, media arts. And she did a wonderful job. And I don't know why she's not pursuing that as her profession, but I hope she does after Junior is born. But Nala has a big heart, sometimes a big mouth, but we're working on that. She has a heart of gold. If I need anything, if I can't make it to Harnett Primary, Wayne Avenue, I know Nala has it. She has it covered. She has my back. During summer camp, if I'm over here taking care of something, she's over there getting everybody straight. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Nala, during your maternity leave this summer, I'm gonna truly miss you. And for those of you that do not know, I look at Nala as one of my daughters. Even though she did not play ball for me or go to Dunn Middle, I have Nala is one of my daughters, and I love her to death. And she truly, truly deserved this award.
Yes.
If Miss Bennett would come up, please. We really had to secure this real well so the person wouldn't know who it was, because he's into about everything. Okay. I'm going to speak a little bit, and I'll let Miss Bennett have the mic before the young man comes up, or perhaps so be it. I was sitting in my office around 3.5 years ago when a gentleman walked in. He stated that he was checking around in the community to give back to the community. He was looking for a Boys and Girls Club, but somebody directed him to come to PAL. The gentleman stated he wanted to contribute to the Dunn community to impact the youth in a significant way. We talked about Dunn PAL for several hours, and he said he would come back later. Came back a few days later, we talked some more, took him on a tour of the facilities, met some of the kids at PAL. A few weeks passed, and that same gentleman came back, said he and his family wanted to assist with the programs at Dunn PAL. He joined our PAL board, started volunteering in the mentoring program. This gentleman not only donated his time, but also his talent by volunteering at events, mentoring several students. He even taught a class to the students. He caught the interest of his father and his brother, who are both here today, to also contribute in ways to Dunpal. This gentleman not only volunteered, but donated significantly of his and his family's financial resources, as well as solicited his fellow business associates to contribute to Dunpal and its programs to help the youth here in Dunn, North Carolina. Because of his firm commitment to Dunpal, we have been able to maintain some of the components of the 21st Century Community Learning Center grant, and that is a mouthful, that would have been lost due to funding, which in turn 150 to 200 students have benefited directly from. This person has gone above and beyond the scope of helping Dunpal and his community, which is the embodiment of the James Bennett Humanitarian Award. At this time, I'd like to recognize Emmett Aldridge III as this year's recipient of the James Bennett Humanitarian Award. And here with me to present this award is Ms. Vivian Bennett, the spouse of the late Dr. James Bennett.
It is indeed an honor and a pleasure for me to be able to present this award tonight in honor of my late husband, Jim Bennett. Jim was instrumental, along with Rodney and others of this community, as Rodney said tonight, in 1995, and assisting them in establishing this wonderful program. They had the vision and the insight to see what it could do for our community. And I wish he could see it now. We are so fortunate to have a program like we have here in Dunn, as this PAL's program is, and what it has done for all of our children here in Harney County. I'm just so proud I can't hardly stand it. So really, I think about it, and I think about the vision that they had and the insight that they had. So if he were here, I'd say, just look at it now. It reads, the honored reads, the plaque reads, Dr. Jim O. Jim Bennett, Distinguished Humanitarian Award presented to Emmett Aldridge III. This 32nd day of May 2018 for your outstanding service to the community in religion, education, and civic service. You have demonstrated a strong leadership role in the community. You have assisted numerous youth and adults in becoming better citizens and have given back to the community. And one of my husband's favorite verses from the Bible was Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Congratulations so much, and thank you.